Hello, 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 beautiful friends. Welcome to the Love Your Life show. I'm not sure if you can hear me 100% perfectly. I might be sounding like some weird robot, but that is okay. I'm going to still, even if you can't hear me. Today we have Arianna who's going to be playing with us today, and I'm so excited. We are unearthing the treasure that we are, which is magnificently beautiful. I'm going to give you a little bit of info about Arianna. Let me just pull this up here. Love and light. These are words to describe both Arianna Zimmer and the way in which she assists in transformation. A child of 3 and having 2 children of her own, Arianna has honed her innate abilities of being present, open, and receptive to guide each and every being she supports in safely opening up the hurts, fears, betrayals, and pain that they've experienced throughout life and done to others. Working with her is like flowing into a stream of honored innocence, open trust, and palpable love. She holds a powerful heart space to show us through our experience of pain, anger, and frustration, returning us to remembering a state of free, expansive oneness and infinite love that we are. She has a great knack for allowing people to feel safe and free to share their concerns, no matter what they are, in a safe and received environment. Knowings and possible interpretations of the energies that surround us into the physical, for the mind to understand and the heart to receive. So loves move beyond the mind and its controls into states of energetic transference and remembrance of what we really are, beings of magnitude here on earth. And without further ado, I'm going to bring Arianna into the room. Arianna, you there? Say hello.
Absolutely, I am here. Welcome, welcome. It's wonderful to have you all here.
Yay! And I'm so excited. We're going to be playing with unearthing the treasure that we are. We're going to be having some really awesome insights today, and I'm so excited because also Arianna has put together something magnificent, which is so expansive and deliciously, so good. Called Unearthing the Treasure We Are, which is a 16-week program, which goes, well, you know what, we're going to get into that, and I'm going to let Arianna go into more with that, but I'm just going to, I just want to, like, tickle your taste buds a little bit. Hey, Arianna.
Absolutely.
So what are we going to start playing with first?
Well, it was so sweet. So this morning, like I get to work with, but play with children at the school that my daughter went to last year. And these little ones range from, 3 years old to 8. And it's 300 of them in a school. And it's so beautiful because they are going through their own little transformations as they enter into, for some of them, it's old hat. Yep, they know the system. But there's these little ones that, are just gawk around and stare because everything is new to them. So everything is just this sensory intake, just as we have when we're traveling to a new place that we haven't ever been or in a new situation. And for them, their whole lives are turned around because it's like, I'm used to it being one way, and now we have it over here. And, there's the, I want my mommy. And I'm like, I absolutely understand. Sometimes I do too. And it's so sweet because they're going through these transformations into, an education system that has been created to, incorporate them into our society, into our belief systems, into our thoughts and ideas. And, it's beautiful as each being that they are works with how they can allow this to be and yet still be the being that they are. And that beautiful, joining and merging that happens in this process for them. And I realized, today is the first day of autumn for us. Started at, 2 hours ago. And again, that's a big transformational seasonally that we experience on Earth. So it was so cute to see how these little ones were dealing with, this shift in energetics that are now on the planet, right? Because we're going into those kind of the senescence, right? Everything is seeding and being prepared for winter. Well, here they're just getting a feel and fix for this school time. And now there's another shift of energy that their bodies are so aware of. So it was really sweet just kind of watching this, it was kind of this sadness almost, because that heightened summer energy isn't here anymore, and they're kind of moving into this space, but they're doing it so wonderfully. Even those ones that have challenges already in life were not exploding this year as they have in the past, but it's more, I'm still agitated, we can do this. And that's what I'm finding of the energies. It feels like every single day that we have available to us, as we are willing to move into these, it can be trying times, but these shifting times, when we're willing to embrace them as what they are, with the energies that are here to support us, our ability to navigate them becomes so much more grace-filled and ease-filled, because you're meeting them with this openness of going, yes, change is here. Yes, shift is here. Yes, it's all here for me. Instead of, this is the way it needs to be. This is the way it was. This is the way I want it to be. I have no problem with wants, but that stubborn rigidity, the universe and the energies that are here are going, actually, we're going to kind of erode that rigidity so that you can flow with the shifts that are here, so that the emotions can come up that are still in our system, or we are still attached to them, to again allow those to come up. I mean, as we're free and allowing ourselves to have whatever is here in this now moment, whether it's tears, which was for me after I watched a beautiful YouTube video of a woman who, after 87 years gets to ride a horse again, and she can't physically ride. So they created this bed for her to lay between, and the smile that was on her face, because she used to be an equestrian rider, and it was just so wonderful what we're able to do in the grace-filled times. I mean, she's going through a huge transition herself, but we have these beautiful beings around us that we are as well, that are going, how can we facilitate each other? How can we bring joy and greatness to ourselves and to our experiences, no matter what the external view is? She's no longer able to move, she's in a wheelchair. She also has the ability to completely live within her internal world. That is something to be celebrating. I've been playing with, where are we coming from? The external experiences, or again, giving ourselves space to be in the internal that we know. I mean, our last video together was being in the garden of self-centeredness. When we center in ourselves, all of a sudden, these magnificent possibilities open up, because we're able to experience what it is that we are. Again, I look at the children that are at schools, and they're able to pop into worlds. And yes, sometimes I have to tap them on the shoulder. Okay, it's time for us to pack up our snacks now. But they're giving unto themselves freely what it is that they are. And as a society now, we're able to honor that to a much greater degree and work with it. Again, flow with it. Same thing within ourselves. When we feel these constrictive, tight areas, it's the universe saying, please look at this. You have a thought, an idea, a belief, an emotion. Something's up that wants your loving attention. It's just the external bringing you back into the internal, because you're going, what's up? It doesn't matter what the thing is. It's that you're willing to take a look and ask, why is this happening? Why am I reacting from this place? What is it? What am I wanting of me? So that has been a beautiful space. And I realized, that's exactly part of what it is that I'm here to gift to the entire multiverse that we all are, is that remembrance, again, of the beauty, of the light, of the joy, of the tears shed for whatever reason, whether it's in just joy and bliss, that it's just like, this is so delicious, or in the heartfelt depths of, feeling torn apart. Neither one of those matter. It's that we're letting ourselves have whatever is coming up in this now. And we're opening up to the experience versus, actually, I'm going to shut that down. I don't have time. I'm going to shut this down. I've got this external life to live. And the external is wonderful. It's its own playground. It's its own adventure. I have found, and others I know, that when you're looking at it from this space of internal knowing, that world is so much easier to navigate because you're coming from the self. It's not distracted of this and this and this and this. And you can really come from that place of, what do I choose? What is it that I be? And choose from there. And those words can sound so slippery and ununderstanding when you haven't had that experience. Think about sitting in a brand new class or being in a brand new event, opening up to something new. You need to gain the verbiage, the understanding, to have the experiences, but eventually that opens up and you have these aha moments and you're going, okay, now I understand. It could be a mechanic that is for the first time understanding, the pistons and how everything functions within an engine and the harmony and synchronicity in that. Well, it's the same thing within ourselves. We start to realize what is there, where we are coming from, be that our past experiences that aren't us, but they give us a definition because we've experienced them. That's just been so wonderful because it opens up so much more for us that we are. So instead of just the external that we're living in, again, there are universes within ourselves, and my knowing is that that's where our gold is. That's where our treasure is. It's within us. And when we have these wonderful places in our lives that are just smooth sailing and flowing, we're already using those capacities that we are. And when we have other areas that feel stuck or stagnant or sticky, frustrating, those are areas that are still waiting for us to put our loving attention into, our awareness into, look at, see what's there, kind of open up that closet, air it out, and say, oh, there's still parts of me that believe these certain things. And I know there's more to life because I know there's more for me in this area. So be that family, be that, our relationship in our own bodies, be that, our businesses themselves, our entire lives, because all of those facets are us. We are in each of those places. And when they're not harmonious, it's calling us saying, hello, I'm unharmonious here for a reason. Let's take a look.
I love that. I really, really love that. I don't know if my thing is muting again. That's, you've hit on such an interesting point where you mentioned like understanding how the cogs and wheels and everything, an engine, and looking at ourselves in that same, it allows us to go, ooh, this is really, oh, wow. Oh, and this too? Oh, wow. And then you can actually realize where the disharmony is coming in and go, oh, okay, I can see this. Oh, okay, it's okay.
Absolutely.
And saying, come on.
And the more we can look at our lives as our very own creation, instead of something that's happening to us, again, we're empowered. We're creating this space around us saying, my reaction is mine. You may have done something that has elicited this reaction, but if there was no content, so ideas that are, just old and ready for a new view or emotion, you wouldn't have any reaction. You wouldn't be touched. But when there is something there, you're going, oh, well, it has to have been that person. That person did it. No, they touched that within you to say, hey, there's something here. And we do that a lot of times unwittingly and unknowingly, but we're actually, like I talk to my daughters, we are those people that are there for us, and especially in our family units. I mean, it can be grinding and it can be tough at times. But I said to my oldest, I'm like, your little sister is your best friend in life. You're going to have her in your life for the rest of it, probably. I mean, you can choose as you become adults. You can't now, you're in it. So look at what she's pointing at. Look at those triggers and how you feel. Start to express it. Start to allow it to come into view. It's already here, kaboom, we can all feel it. So once it's up, what can we do? What can we do? We're in it. So if you're already in it, be with it. Cry it out, rage it out, whatever it is. I mean, she'll often just stuff her face in the pillow and just scream because she's so frustrated. And I'm like, absolutely. And sometimes we can talk about, well, now where did that frustration come from? Where did we initially feel that? And sometimes she's like, I don't know. But other times she knows exactly where that came from. The first time I felt that was X, Y, and Z, and we can go into that place that is still, still has a charge. There's still something there. I love it. And I also love being able to walk people through that acknowledgement, because when you can be in that moment and see where it's coming from, or a big portion of where it's coming from, you've got your homework assignment. Like, everything is chickadee-boo. All you have to do is literally look at it and allow yourself to remember and to bring love to it. I mean, the whole reason it's stuck is because we didn't receive what it was that we needed in that moment, right? We wanted this love and support and joy and greatness that we are, and instead we received something else from someone else because they weren't being that vast being space that they are. It doesn't matter. We're doing our best here no matter what comes our way. But we can go back into those things once we own them and say, this is mine. We actually have the power to say, now I can assist myself. I can be there for those little parts of me, the child parts of me, the teenage parts of me, the young adult parts of me, the now parts of me. I can be there for them in any way, have conversations, join them. What we're all looking for is love and support. I mean, you yourselves know what it is that you're looking for the most. And you can give that to you. I've talked to people about, why is it that you want something? So we can use ice cream. Why do you want that ice cream? What does it give to you? And they'll be able to list off like the creamy, juicy coldness, the flavor, it's a dessert, it's a treat, I feel celebratory. I'm like, awesome. You just listed every single thing that you want, that you're asking ice cream to be for you. So set the ice cream aside. Why don't you give yourself that beautiful, cool, flowing, creamy deliciousness? You're giving yourself that vibration, and you can do it anytime you want to without the item. You're giving yourself the vibration, what you know you want, when you're able to move into yourself and go, yeah, I want this. Even if you're in an experience that is upsetting to you at the moment, well, I do still know what I want. I want to adore myself. So even in this moment of freak out, panic, fear, whatever it is, I am going to adore myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to hold my own hand. I am going to honor myself as I would a beautiful child on the playground that just fell and skinned her cheek. I'm going to give myself those things instead of thinking that I'm wrong or unworthy or any of the other programs that we tend to run. They're fairly big, universal programs. And so we can look at those and say, It's just an idea. It's not what it is that I am. I can move that external to myself and go, oh, this is a big idea that was already here when I got here, because my parents run that, my grandparents run that, my aunts and uncles, you know, they run that. Everybody that was influential in my life, or people did. But it's actually not mine. That's actually not mine. It takes dedication, commitment, and love and gifting to yourself to be able to see these parts, but they illuminate themselves because they want that same freedom that you do. They're just markers, posts over here, just little flags saying, you know, I'm going to sit here until you're able to look at me. And I will get louder as, you know, the being that you are, that we are, can look at it. It's like, look at me, I'm here. And just by saying, I see you, and potentially feeling you as well, there's that freedom. That energy is able to move again through our bodies, no matter what it is. And usually it's from the past. We're taking those past experiences, bringing them into the now, projecting them into the future experience, or even into the now moment. We're not present. We're not here. We're then in the now, which robs us of our inner experience. We're not with ourselves anymore. And if we are with ourselves and we're aware of something coming up, asking why has been such a beautiful gift to me. Why are you experiencing this? And the answer might not come up right away, but eventually it does. How can I assist you? How can I be there for you? You know, even just waiting for a voice or a visual or something to prop up a memory, then you can move into that place. Oh, how can I assist you? The angry teenager, the sad, frightened little one, the rebellious, you know, young adult, whatever it is, we in this now know that time and space don't exist. We have that proven to us scientifically, for God's sakes. In that manner, we can go to those points. We can be in those places with us again to bring our loving attention to them. And how do we do that? By creating a loving attention and space and intention for ourselves and with ourselves. I mean, the relationship we have with our bodies, the relationship we have with ourselves, with our heart, how we internally speak to ourselves is a reflection of how we're going to have those relationships externally with others. So if there's any place in any relationship external to you that is disharmonious, start loving that aspect within yourself, because it's a direct relationship in that. It's just showing you, if you can love this aspect over here, you can't not love it in another. You cannot.
I love that. 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 I love all of that. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Colette is saying, unearthing unconditional love and sending all that I am to you all. So thank you, Colette. That's beautiful. Christine is saying, I love it. If you're already in it, be with it. And you just, Arianna, to one sentence, and within that sentence is just so possibilities within like 3 words, so succinctly placed gently with such care, just possibilities. I love it. It's beautiful.
Well, it's so wonderful because we are those possibilities. The more we give to ourselves, the greater the possibilities that we have grow, because we're not limiting ourselves, or we're undoing the limitations that we have experienced to say, you know what, that doesn't feel right. Like, it actually doesn't feel right. And so again, our feelings, our emotions, our knowings are all bringing us to our truth. If something doesn't feel right, It's not. That's our knowing. When we're not honoring our own knowing, of course we're going to be blindfolded. You're sitting there going, I'm not listening to myself. You're going to bump into things. I've watched friends, family, and people that I work with do exactly that. And they wonder why they don't trust. They're not trusting themselves. So how can you trust another if you don't trust yourself? And then people say, how do I trust myself? I'm like, by listening. Well, I don't hear anything. That's actually not true. It might not be auditory, but you're going to feel things through vibration. You're going to feel things in your body. We all have abilities. So there's clairsentience, right? There's clairaudience. There's all these ways of knowing, of seeing, of hearing, of tasting, of smelling. Something might not taste right. There's a reason why those phrases come into our lives, it's because not only are we sensing the external, we also have that same internal reflection gifting to us all the time if we're paying attention to self. And we can use those as tools in our daily lives. I mean, the people who, get to those places of just shining and they're in their glory and joy are doing that all the time. They check in. How does this feel? What way do I want to go? And as we gain clarity in our lives from listening to ourselves, from moving into this place that we are, we have a direction that we want to be going. We're not just kind of sloshing around with life going, well, whoop, yeah, I didn't really want to go there, but well, now I'm there. Whoop, now I'm in a job and well, crap, but I just ended up there. When we're not clear in what we want, how can we move toward that? How can we gift ourselves that? I mean, I had a great experience of that this year when I turned 40. Is the day didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And I reflected back at the end of the day and said, oh, well, I kind of went with this and I kind of went with that. And I didn't listen to myself. I didn't say, this is what I want. Let's do it. And let's do it from a place of joy, because I was just jubilant at the beginning of the day. I'm so excited that I'm 40, actually. And that was it was the gift of my birth date for me, is saying, be clear on what you want, because it's so much easier to have it. Now, you'll have other things that may be, in your life going, well, I'm not good enough, so I can't receive it, or I'm not worthy to receive it. Well, if those are here, let's open them up. Again, we're having these experiences. We're already contracted and going, oh, no, it's not for me, or I'm not going to burden these people with my requests. So if that's where you're living your life from, that's going to play out in a lot of different places. But when you can realize, wait a second, that's somebody else's belief system. It might have been parent, it might have been teacher, it might have been anybody external to us. As children, we don't come in feeling unworthy. We might remember that we felt unworthy in our lives, but we did not come in that way. I have never held a child that has felt unworthy. They're just these glowing beings of interdimensional grace. We came in that way. No matter if we had colic or we were upset as children or whatever it was, that's external. That's, sometimes being in a body that's not functioning totally on par. That's us figuring out and getting a lot of sensory input coming in. I mean, some kids rock it, don't get me wrong. Others don't. But the beliefs that we've put in place are that. They're not what we are. They're not this magnitude of joy. They're just beliefs that have shut down that capacity that we could be receiving the light that we are. But we've decided, no, we're going to play with these, parts. We're going to put on this shawl and we're going to wear this necklace. They're just ornaments. They're just placeholders. But when you can finally take that off and say, actually, you know what? I don't want to play with not good enough anymore. I can see how that has played out in my life once you're aware of it. I don't choose it anymore. I love myself so fully that it's from that place that I choose to be from. It's from my magnificence that I choose to live my life, whatever that magnificence is. I can, gift people and support them with X, Y, and Z. I can, whatever those pieces are that just illuminate our lives, that we came here to play with. We came here to this earth playground to play with. When we step into those, and we know those people who are living from there because they just shine, or those areas in our lives because they just shine, when we move and open up into those so much more, we just have all of this vitality for our bodies, for ourselves to be living in. It's when we close those doors down that we don't have that opportunity to have the people reflect into us. That beautiful radiant smile that comes back when you give that beautiful radiant smile, because you can't not, because you're so full of joy. When we close the doors down, you don't feel that inside. You don't feel enlivened. But we can give that back to ourselves. And that is the joy I find in being here, is being able to empower people to be sitting back in the driver's seat of their life. Once you gain and give yourself the responsibility of your feelings, your actions, your reactions, once you claim them as yours, so you're again sitting in the garden of self-centeredness, the world is your oyster, because you can start to see where things are coming from, instead of being the victim of saying that person did it and that person did it and that person did it. They touched those aspects in you, absolutely. And you had those ideas given to you as a child. Sometimes we fought them, sometimes we just accepted them as like, yep, we'll have that. We can go back into that and say, that is no longer how I want to play. We're going to get rid of that old slide in the playground, and we're going to give ourselves the super soaker instead, because it's so much more fun, and it's so much more current, and it's so much more joyous, and hell, I'm hot right now, and I would love to have that. We can trade out what we want in our lives when we give ourselves the time, the dedication, commitment, and honoring to go through whatever it is that wants to be opened up and looked at. And so even with that, I'll just explain that the program that I created is to do just that. And really, I didn't create it. It just kind of popped in. It was like, this was what wanted to be created. And I just sat down and I wrote for three pages. It was just like this stuff just kept coming out. And I sat for 2 weeks with it going, what even is this? I don't know what it is. It was just kind of this structure template. And I was like, that's cool. And then more things started to pop in, and I just was committed to writing them down because they were of interest to me. And then I started realizing, oh my gosh, this is a whole program. I had no idea, and I wasn't looking for one. But it was looking for me. And it had been looking for me for a long time, and waited until I was ready to be able to step into that, so that I can now give that to you, to whoever it is, in snippets and pieces in a newsletter, in just conversations throughout the day. It brings me joy to share. I radiate with it because it's so damn exciting to me. And it doesn't matter if somebody goes, that's bunk. I go, oh, well, that's their content. Like, of course that would make sense that they would react that way. Or if they're like, this is awesome and I want more. I'm not attached to any way they react. It's like, am I going to play with you or not? That's all that, matters in my life, because I have me, and I always have me, and I have my own back no matter what comes up. I'll go through anything, and I'll also go through anything with anyone, because I get to, because I can.
So amazing. So amazing. I've just posted it in the chat there if everyone wants to see. I'm not sure if you click on the link, it might just revert you to that page. So rather than click on that link, just rather type in Unearthing Treasure You Are. I'm going to load the offer now. It's just my internet is a little bit... So yes, it's a 16-week course. I think Arianna's going to just explain that to you while I get the offer back. Arianna, are you there?
Yes, absolutely. The 16 weeks actually also includes, so it's every Sunday we'll be on a live call together for an hour and a half where I can, introduce that week's, whatever topic that we're going to discuss, and can also be there for questions and answers. But what I love about this program that's just like has me in, just tumultuous joy, it really does, is these daily exercises. And they will be on the same topic, but there'll be a different way of diving into the same thing. So one might not catch you one day, or you might not have time, but you've got all these different ways of accessing and playing in that same space. So if something's already like fantastically working, it might not be as deep of a dive because you're like, you know what, actually, I'm quite happy in this area. This is one of my shiny spaces. And you're like, yay. So then the following week will be how we celebrate that in our lives and bring that, even more into a forefront and brilliant space in our life. And then if that area is one of those areas where it's like, actually, I could use some air over here, some light in this closet, well, then there'll be, 7 different ways of accessing that. They could be guided meditation recordings. There'll be journaling exercises, because I love them. I find them so powerful when you sit down with yourself and start writing down how you feel. Just as beautiful as it is when you have those conversations with somebody that just illuminates your heart and your feelings, so too is that journaling. And it becomes, you can always share it, but it's such a space of moving into the internal, because you're describing the reactions that you're having within yourselves. It might be externally focused, right? It might come from an external source, but it's still pointing again to those places inside, and journaling them it gives them this beautiful avenue to be loved. It's a sounding board of you for yourself, or for you for yourself. So that's so fun. And all of these ideas that I've been talking about will be that. It is my life. It is how I already coach and assist others. So this just is in a way that, can be created in a community base so that we can be working together in these areas, because I find it so enhancing and rewarding and opening and freeing to have those like-minded people come together to support themselves and each other. Because if you end up interested in this class, if you're like, you know what, I don't even know why, but I want to be taking this, it's because that aspect of you is calling. And the more people that come to it, it's like we all have those common spaces, and it's like, this is going to be harmony together. Yeah, we're going to open up unharmonious places. We're going to do this together in our own collective creation. There's a Facebook page where we can be communicating with each other. You can exchange information. The sky is not the limit in this. We are our own limits. We've always been our own limitation. But we can give ourselves more of ourselves, more of whatever it is that tickles our fancy, that lights us up, by looking at the stuff where we're stuck, because it's those places that are closed. Let's open them up and live from them again. And people are so terrified of doing that. That's the biggest resistance I have with individuals, is they're like, I don't want to do this. But I have done it, and I know hundreds of people that have done this. And I have been able to witness the joy, the beauty, the greatness, the succulency in their lives now that they're giving to themselves, because they were committed to themselves, to their own growth, to saying, I want more of me, or of this, or of that. And we gift everyone in our lives as we're gifting ourselves. And I see it all the time. I see how my family and my relationships everywhere benefit from me gifting to myself what it is that my heart is calling me for. By me following my knowing, I have never been wrong. I have been surprised and shocked at the outcome. Don't get me wrong by that one. But there is such expansiveness in following that unknown, in that leap of faith that we can have for ourselves. It might open another box of worms of going like, I just jumped into this, and use that as fodder. You just opened up a space for yourself to receive more again. Our guidance is always bang on. The universe is always here to support us because we are the universe. We are multiverses. And as we realize that we have all that access to the connection, to the vitality and energy being in our lives. And living from that space is, God, it's joy, it is fulfilling, it is expansive. I mean, those just words pointing to what it is that I be. And that you are too. And I used to not know any of this. And it was confusing and frustrating. And my life was so limited and sickly. I mean, that's really what got me into this, is just constant exhaustion in my life. And I was like, there has got to be more to my life other than what it is that I'm doing right now. I was so do-centered. And there was no joy, and I didn't realize how to get that in my life. It was just these sparks and places in my life. And when I realized those little sparks could be enhanced into these magnanimous, beautiful, gorgeous, gifting spaces, that's when I decided it is time for everybody to be able to experience this, because I am not the only one, because I see it around me. We all have that capacity. This is a way, not the way. This is a way offered to you to open up the more that you are, if you so choose. Every way is a way. Every way is beautiful. Every finger that is pointed to what it is that you are is a yes. No matter if they contradict themselves, it doesn't matter, because that's going to be perfect for this one. This is going to be perfect for that person. And this may be perfect for you, because I know it has been for me.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Arianna. And I must say, one of the things just to mention is, I don't know if everyone can see the little offer link there. Can you see it on your side, Arianna? Can you see the little offer link that I put on the chat? What'll happen is it should take you to another page. It kept on giving me the wrong thing. I don't know if you can hear me, but that'll actually take you to the offer page. One thing that's great that Arianna has put together is that it's a 16-week full-on program. 16 weeks, that's $497. Or alternatively, you can have a look. It's like a menu, right? And you can say, ooh, programming. The silver lining, that looks interesting to me. And then you can actually buy individual of the 2 weeks for $67. So you might be, I got the money thing good, my gold is good, but I'm making the family programming that could need a bit of So so then you can choose any one of those, and obviously as well. So wonderful that you've put that together, Arianna. It feels so beautiful.
And the thing is it's flexible. It is flexible to meet what it is that is here for us. Life is actually flexible. It is malleable. It is here for us to choose. But when we don't have that clarity of what it is that we want, if we're not listening to ourselves, it's really hard to direct ourselves in certain ways. And I know people that have just said, it's time for me to make a bigger leap and intention in my life, because A, I'm worth it, B, I choose it, and I'm sick of making the patching, right? I'll stick a Band-Aid on this, and take a look at what it is that it's pointing to. Really dive into that, because you're there. you are found in those locations. And you'll find yourself again. And you'll find beautiful aspects of yourself again that you've forgotten in your life, and that get to return to you again and gift you with the original vibrancy and joy that you are, but in this now moment of experience and an ability to be from here. And I know we just lost Beverley, our host. I don't know what will come from that, but I mean, even that, so I could be panicking right now. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's happening right now. But I'm not resonant with any of the issues of that. I'm staying with myself and honoring myself and saying, this brings me joy. I'm going down this path with myself into whatever it opens up. And when you can stay from that place of openness and wondering and knowing that life is gifting you, it can. Because you've opened it up and saying, this is what I would like in life. I would like life to be supportive for me. I would like life to be whatever. And anything that is counter to that you are believing will get to come up, and you'll be able to look at it and be, oh, that aspect is disharmonious. Okay, well, let's, see what is in there for us. How can we gift ourselves in this moment with whatever is coming up now? Because you said, here you go, universe, I would like this. I would like this to be opened up. I want this aspect of my life to shine. Any places that don't get to bubble up, and we get to be with those. And again, it returns to that joyousness because you have given your yes to having it joyous again. It looks like Beverley is just coming back online. But we are the creators of our lives. We're creating it moment by moment, day by day, choice by choice. No matter what is happening, something is disharmonious. You're like, great, I'm still choosing me in this. I'm still choosing the joy. I'm still choosing the expansion. I'm still choosing as much as I can, keeping on moving yourselves up, into this space of what it is that you know that you are, because it feels good. Life is here for us to feel good if that is what we choose to have in our lives. And so let that be our guide. Whatever feels open, expansive, or whatever that is for you, whatever those words are, those descriptors, those yeses are for you, you follow those, and that is what leads you on your knowing. You may slam into things that don't feel uncomfortable, so open them up. What's here? Excellent, you're back, Beverley. It looks like you're muted.
Yes, I'm unmuting. There we go. I'm back. That was fun.
It was. It was a wonderful little dive out and dive back in. Look, she's doing that in her life right now. This is awesome. And know that every time we step out into different spaces and places, we have these opportunities to hold our back, to calve our back, because it's like, you know what, I'm going to take this step and plunge, but the only reason that you would allow yourselves to do it is because you're like, this is expanding me. I can be here for myself in this. Yes, I'm going to be all in. Maybe a little bit is dragging behind you, but you're going to be taking that with you in this new kind of exploratory capacity, going, I can do this. And how rewarding is it when we have stepped into the unknown in our lives, no matter what that is. Traveling is often a big one. Buying a new car, what does this mean? I remember it in taking classes in university, new jobs, all of those things. God, parenthood. They always gifted me in unseeable and unimaginable ways because I knew that that was for me, or that was the way the universe was able to gear me. And I'm so grateful for those experiences because they kept adding momentum on to whatever it is that I was building. And that's the beautiful thing in this class, is after we open up all of these things, we get to actually take a look at this new foundation that we have created, this platform for ourselves, of going, well, you know, at the start it was this, and later, look where I get to be, look where I've given myself, because it's you that gives yourself this. It's you that is creating this room. It's almost like you're creating room for yourself to be, to live again, to vibrate into, really, as these vibrant capacities are coming back. And that is the treasure of life. You are, I mean, we've all read it. You're the one you're looking for or waiting for or whatever it is. There's nothing else in your life. We're distracted by this object and that person or whatever it is, but that's just distraction. Our energy is disseminated. It's spread out. But when we can come from a place of filling ourselves, of fulfilling what it is that gifts and nurtures us, it can then flow out easily, gracefully, joyously into our lives, because we are full. We're giving and gifting to ourselves in whatever way feels right and that we just know and we're brought to. I mean, there's so many ways that the universe is constantly communicating and giving to us. I mean, there's so many more ways that I haven't stepped into. There's so many places that are just waiting, going, are you ready? Are you waiting? And I'm a yes. I'm a yes to all of those things. Are you? Because if you are, I'm here for you. I'm overjoyed to be here for you. And we have Beverley back again. She popped off and now she's back. Yay!
Yay! There is a saying that I should say. I'll be back. Thank you, Arianna. Wow. We have got some chat. Let me just check here. Christine is saying, love you infinitely, you're awesome, beautiful, and brilliant. So thank you, Christine.
Yes, I am.
Anybody else like to share anything? You can type it in the chat. We're going to be checking out it. So now's your chance to share. And I mean, Arianna, it is the gift. Oh, it's so always so just excited to have you play with me. It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. It's wonderful to be able to play. That's the whole thing, is this is such a beautiful, gifting, succulent area of life that we can share, that we can empower others to have. And that's what I'm offering, is have it. Yes, it's a way, right? Yes, it's a format. But what it will be gifting to you, I know, is this greatness in life, is the treasure that you are. But we are unearthing it. We're finding it again. And I love it. Beverley is gone again. So if you're at all interested, contact me. I look so forward to being able to give you the life you're looking for. And it's not me giving you, I'm giving you possibilities of giving that to yourself. It's wonderful, it's joyous. And I'm so proud of you for just making this call, listening to this, following your knowing. That's exactly what it is, moment by moment by moment, through your choice. Thank you. Thank you for being on this planet. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Being you, and thank you for joining us today. And thank you for all your energies and everyone who was in the call. I think we had Christine. Christine who was speaking to us today, but Colette was speaking to us. She said she felt the energy all the way in Trinidad, which is amazing. And I think we had Barbara and David with us as well. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Amazing. Yes, yes. And just one more thing, if you'd like to check out that offer that Arianna has put together, There's that little link in the chat room, or you can just visit www.unearthingthetreasureweare, and you can come and play with us for the next, I think it starts, when does it start? October?
October 2nd.
Sunday in October.
Sunday.
First Sunday, yes. First Sunday in October. So it's a great way to start the week. With every Sunday, you have expanded yourself and allowed yourself to undo all those things that aren't serving you in this now moment. I love it.
Absolutely. To be able to gift yourself that which is.
Too amazing. Too amazing.
Awesome. Well,
yes.
Thank you, Beverley. Thank you for this opportunity, this wonderful opportunity to just be able to share what it is that I get to be in life.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much for being on the show with us, and thank you everyone for joining us. And I think we're going to be signing out now. So if there's any final things you'd like to say, Arianna, before we close off for today?
Follow your knowing in whatever that is. Follow the feelings that you're having. Allow yourself to feel again and to move through life in all these ways that you are. You are the one informing yourself what way you want to go or what way you don't. I mean, we're innately created to avoid the pain in our humanity and move toward the joy. In this process, sometimes we actually look at what has previously pained us so that we can move that into the joy. So it's like this temporary, reversal to gift back the joy in it, to bring that forward with us so that it isn't stagnant. It's not sitting there with a charge any longer. It's like we're taking all our babies with us and we're heading in the direction that then starts to open up once we're giving ourselves these things. So follow your knowing in whatever comes up. Have it. You're already in it. Have it. Yeah. So beautiful. Beautiful.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Arianna. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Again, Arianna, and thank you to everyone who came and played with us today. And Arianna, you want to do a final goodbye before she's giving you kisses. Mwah, mwah,
absolutely. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And thank you, you beautiful beings. Like I can feel you. Oh, and you're delicious and scrumptious. So thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Love Your Life show. If you'd like to see any of the other shows, there are 3 more next week. We've got some of our amazing speakers joining us from Hawaii. So you can check the Facebook page, Love Your Life show. The links are there for you to sign up, and you can come have this next week. Lots of love to you. Love Your Life show lovers. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. Arianna loves you. We all love each other. Have an amazingly beautiful day.